So we'll do next one as analysis of GDP dataset. Maybe you guys know what is GDP. GDP is a gross domestic product, is the total monetary value of all goods and services produced within that particular country or a border over a specific period time, or usually a quarter or a year. It is the most commonly used measure to access the economic performance of a country. So we'll just get back to practicals to see what was the data set and what was the question we have to solve. So I'm getting back to practicals. Let me import the data set first. Just selecting the Excel workbook again and GDP data. GDP country per remote. This was the data we have. So the data set, we'll open the data set first. We'll analyze the data set first. I'm selecting the GDP by country per year. So looks like the data is not clean. Well, so we'll get back to transform data. So we'll click it on transform data. So you can see data is not clean. So the data set contains the GDP growth rates by the country from the year 2000 to 2020 to 2020. I have, however, there are additional unnamed columns here. That is 5.2 something, 5.3.3. There is no column names for this. You can see that. Like 5.2, 3, 1.7, 1.6 something that may need cleaning. I will proceed with the cleaning part now. First, whatever the column names we have, first we need that use first row as well to have the column names for it. And we have to remove the unnecessary columns here, which was not having any column names here, that is 5.2, 3.3 or something. Just select that columns. If you want to select multiple columns, control like that, then the multiple columns will get selected. 1.7, 17, 1.7 underscore 1, 16 underscore. So remove these columns now. You can see you have the GDP data with country over the years 2010 to 2020 now. 2002 2020 you have 20 years of data. So you can summarize this GDP growth and trends now. So if you want to summarize, if you want to see the data, countries data over the years, what trends over time, if you want to see, what you can do is instead of having each and every year alone and to analyze, it will be very hard. What you can do is you can unpivot all these things. You can convert all these columns 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003 and 2004 and all up to 2020. Instead of having each and every year separately, if you want to analyze time over period, you unpivot all this 2000 column from 2020. You unpivot this, you'll get all these years and it will unpivot. It will convert all the columns into rows and all the values in one particular column. The corresponding data will get, so it will be better to analyze. So in all the years for that particular country, so you can select all the from data from 2000 to 2020, or you just click on country and go to transform data here, and you can see the unpivot. Don't unpivot country column. I want to unpivot all in the data from 2000 to 2020. What you do is just instead of selecting control clicking it on every column here, you just select country and you click on unpivot other columns except that country. All the other columns got unpivoted. So you can see all the columns it goes. I will change this name to year. Rename this to year. You rename this to year and you rename this to GDP or something, or a value. That's also fine. GDP. So you're getting all the years in one single column. Now you can analyze this data over time period now. So you can see average GDP growth on all the years and median growth like 50th percentile, all the things. Or you can get the economic years in which year, what will be the financial crisis in which year, all the things you can analyze now. So major economic events in which year you got in meaning financial crisis and impact, where we want to analyze all those things and use this. And you can get back to Power BI desktop now. We have to close and apply this. And you have to apply the changes in the front end in the Power BI desktop. Run whatever the changes you did written for query now to get it done. It takes time to load. Yeah, so you have now the data with only 3 columns now. You have done pivoted it. You have all the years in one column and the corresponding values for that particular column in one particular column here for that particular country and that particular year you can see. And we can see the questions to solve now. So analysis of GDP data set. In that first question they are asking about visualize the country's data given in the data set with respect to their latitude and longitude. I don't think they have given latitude and longitude. They have given the country names for. And along with the using symbol map, so you can do that. We'll get back to practicals. So we have to use symbol map. This is the field map visual, or this is field map. We have to use map visual if you want to use the symbol maps. Using symbol maps there, you have to use map visual in Power BI. You have to select that map visual and country in location. What are the countries you have? And I'll just log out. So it's maybe my tenant is not working for the map visual. So I just log out here. So again, I'll run this. Map visual. So I'm just selecting the country. So I'll get the country. Based on that country, you can use GDP on that particular legend now to get the symbol map there. Based on that particular country, you can see whatever the country you have or whatever the GDP you have. Based on that, you can select. And you are able to see what were the symbol maps there in which data you have, what is the GDP for that. You can see that here based on that particular country. This is how you can use the symbol maps there. And you can format the map settings. And you have rotate or grayscale if you want, or if you want to change the style of your map, you can change it to dark theme, or you can have a road itself, and you can zoom it. Manually you can zoom it, like how you zoom it in your images in mobile or something. Manually you can zoom it, or you can provide a zoom button to zoom quickly in your hobby. You can get that. You can just click on that zoom button here and zoom it based on that particular country, and you can see what is the GDP for that particular country. You can see, and again you can see I wanted GDP to all, son of GDP here. Since I'm using it in legend, maybe I'm being wanted to bubble size here. Based on that bubble size, it will sum it up and you'll get the symbol map there. So what will be the GDP based on that particular graph you are getting down? And I'll have that in legend also, so you get that sum of GDP in the symbol maps correctly now in different colors based on that size. What was the sum of GDP you have? So to see that in which country you have highest GDP, that you can get in Central Africa and in Lithuania, and you can see in Estonia, and you can see the data in Finland. It's having minus 8.1 GDP. It's all in negative data here, minus 13.7 GDP and minus 17 point GDP. You can see the GDP in different colors since I've added it in bubble size also, and in legend also you can see the difference now. In Asia country we have the Republic, the beta, but also the you can see the countries now based on the symbol map. You can see the countries GDP based on map function, maps visual here. You can see in which country what is the GDP for that particular country. Over the years you can see, over the years you can see Central African Republic, Liberia. Those are the countries you can see. This is how you can use the symbol map by using the map visual in your Power BI. I will get back to next question here. So the use of symbol map in Power BI. So symbol map, it's to plot the data points on a geographic map. You can see a geographical map, symbol map. Based on that bubble size you'll get using latitude and longitude coordinates, or you can use the locations there. You can use in Power BI geographic fields. You can use like region, country name, or latitude or longitude, or you can use state. It will be basically it will detect and it display on the maps, and you use this visualize the country's GDP across the globe and identify the regional GDP distribution quickly using map visual. Using map visual. We get the next question now. So next question is creating a bar graph to compare GDP of Belgium. We have to compare only GDP of Belgium between 2006 data to 2026 data. We have up to 2020 data here. We'll compare our GDP of Belgium data, only on Belgium data, on 2006 to 2020 we have here. So I'll just get back to practicals now, and we have to create bar graph, and we have to select the bar graph for it, either a clustered bar graph or a stacked bar graph. So if you have a large large categorical name, you can use a horizontal bar graph, or you can use a vertical bar graph as well. So they're asking you to get the bar graph of Belgium between 2006 to 2020. So we have to drag and drop the country, and we have to drag and drop the GDP for it. And we have all the countries. We have to filter for one particular country, that is Belgium. Let me see, we have Belgium here. Belgium data we have. So filter it on Belgium data. Filter it on Belgium data. From 2016 GDP, the years from 2016 to, I'm dragging and dropping it off. I'll just select 2001 to 2006 they have asked. So I have to select 2006 to up to 2020. Either you can select basic filtering here, the data, or you can select your instead of country, I'll just filter out country here. I'll just select here for better display. I'll just select from 2006 to 2020 here. You can use either basic filtering. If it's odd, what you can do is you can use advanced filtering. You can say it's greater than or equals to 2006. It's not hunting. It should be numerical data here. So I'll just change it's in text since it was a year there. So I'll just change it to whole number here to work on with greater than and less than here. So years, and I'm in Belgium, and I'm just selecting this greater than or equals to, not sum of GDP. I'm just dragging and dropping the years here. and if the data is greater than or equals to 2006 and is less than or equals to 2020, I want to see, and I'll apply the filter for it. I'll apply the filter. I'm getting the Belgium data now. Belgium, I have filtered out. You can see that Belgium country GDP I'm getting from uh, the data which is between 2006 to 2020. I'm getting 2006 to 2020 year of GDP I'm getting. I'm created bar graph to compare with GDP of Belgium data, since I have filtered only for Belgium country between 2006 to 2020 years data. If you want, you can format this things. You can get back to formatting of x-axis and y-axis to see the data there. You can see that. You can values, and here if you want to change the font size and font style for that. And I just get back to x-axis and I'll just change the values. I'll increase the values for our GDP, and I can see again the GDP in different colors on different font, and I will enable the data label here for my bar graph here, and I just provide the data labels in different font style and font size. I'll just increase them to see what's happening on. You can see we had compared GDP by some of the GDP by year 2006 to 2020 of only Belgium country by applying the advanced filtering and applying the filter for only Belgium country here in the visual. And you can track the Belgium's GDP growth over time here. That's what we are doing here, and predicting the future GDP performance. That's what's the use case for this bar graph. So again, now we'll go to next question here. Next question is using a pie chart. They wanted us to create a pie chart on visualizing the GDP of India, Nepal, Romania, South Asia, Singapore by the year only 2010. So they wanted us to only see the GDP of only these few countries. So we'll get back practicals now. So they are asking using pie chart. We have to use pie chart to visualize the GDP of India, only India, Nepal, Romania, South Asia and Singapore by the year 2020. So what I'll do is I'll select the pie chart. So pie chart I've selected. I have to drag and drop the country in legend, and I have to drag and drop the GDP for the GDP based on that. See, I have multiple countries here. I have to filter for only India, Nepal, Romania and South Asia and Singapore. So what I have to do, I'll just get back to my basic filterings here. I can search for what are the countries I want. I'll search India. Then I filter only for India now. I wanted to filter for Nepal. I have to search for Nepal. I'll select that also. And Nepal GDP I'm getting now. Next I'll select for Romania, and I'll click for the Romania now. 3 data got filtered now. Next South Asia, I'll select South Asia, and next Singapore Devo. So I'm filtering by using basic filterings here. I can see all the filterings for only on basic filterings here, only on Nepal, Romania and Singapore and South Asia and India we have. And they want only 2000. They only want year only to filter 2000 years. So you drag and drop for that particular visual year. And since I only want one particular filtering here, I'll just select basic filtering and I'll search for only 2010 year only to filter that particular data. Then it's done. I am getting only the data here only on one particular details, that is on 2010 here. I filtered only all this details. So I'll just get back to formatting here just to see the clear picture on that particular visuals here. You can see if you want to change the colors, you can change it. The slicing colors, if that is not convincing, you can change it. Any other color, if you choose, you can choose it. You can see the clearly now the data. Then if you want to have the detailed labels, if you are have to see all the what was which color is data, what was the data label there, if make result, you can use all the detail label here. And you can see Singapore having 14.5 data, so it is 37.56 percentage you are getting. This is the highest GDP you have on Singapore comparatively. Apart from India is the second one, is having the 26.68 percentage of GDP, and South Asia is the third thing, having 23.2 percentage, and we have followed by Nepal, which is having 12.44 percentage. If you are not able to see those things, you can increase the font size there, and you can change the font style there. That's what you can do in pie chart. So pie chart represents the data in slices of a circle, where each slice indicates the proportion here. So ideal for showing the composition of a whole, and compares GDP proportion here of these countries, and provide the insights into economic domains where within a group. So that's what the use case of your pie chart. So in previous session we did all these questions to analyze the sales and revenue analysis. So one last answer. So building a dashboard. So we'll do that today. We'll get back to practicals now. So dashboard. So dashboard is a visual representation of the key data metrics. I hope everyone has the same sales data, or you can have any different data sales also. Um, Dashboard is a visual representation of the key data and metrics that helps user to monitor performance and identify the trends and make the data driven decisions. So it's a consolidated data form from multiple sources and present it in an interactive and easy to understand format, like using any charts or graphs and KPIs and tables. Dashboards are commonly used in business intelligence and data analytics to track the performance across various domains like sales, finance, marketing, and operations. So the dashboard is something about having all the data, all the graphs in one single page instead of having it multiple pages. So key components of a dashboard, key performance indicator, you can use metrics to define the success, like a sales or revenue or a profit margins. You can use charts and graphs to visual elements like bar charts or a pie chart and a line graph, and to showcase trends. And you can use filters and slicers to interactive elements to drill down to into specific data, and filter by region and product or time period or something based on your data set. And you can use tables and summaries, like detailed data breakdown to support the visualization insights. You can use table and summaries, and you can use notifications to highlight deviations from expected performance, like lower sales in region or something. So key metrics to highlight your sales in a dashboard. So sales dashboard helps track revenue performances and identify the sales trends and optimize the strategies. So we'll do revenue and sales performance first. To total revenue or revenue by product or a category, to identify the best sellings of products or a category, and revenue by region or by location, or revenue versus target, actual data that we can do. So for that you can select any uh, graph of your choice or any visual of your choice. So to get sales performance analysis, so to do that you can, it should be in one single page. So you can select any data of your choice or any visual of your choice. So I'm selecting the bar graph, stacked bar graph, to get the either to get revenue by product, or you can use themes also to make it look beautiful. You can import themes from the online internet also, or you can choose any theme of your choice here. You can change the theme. based on the requirement, or you can select from the online also. You can browse for the themes. It will redirect to if you go for theme gallery there, it will redirect your browser of your choice. So you can choose that any theme for your dashboard. You can select any theme. You can just simply download it. You can select any data or any theme of your choice, and you can just download it. And I'm selecting the report or tar dynamic tar theme. You can select any theme of your choice, and I will have to just download that JSON theme. Then it will be there, and you can get back to your Power BI desktop, or you can browse that thing whatever you have downloaded it. Then you use that in current PBIX file. It won't apply for every PBIX file. Wherever you are using that PBIX file, it will upload. So I have uploaded it. So first I'm selecting revenue based on sales performance I'm getting. Overall sales over time period. If you want to work on with time period, you can use line chart as well. And if you want to analyze your revenue by product or category, you can use either bar graph or any pie chart of your choice. So I'm just selecting the data here. So I'm just using the sales by category or subcategory or product here. I'm selecting the category. Based on category, I wanted to see sales. So I just drag and drop category by sales here. You can see that. And if you want, you can change the color of it, or you can import different theme also. And you can change the color, font size. You can increase the font size and decrease the font size based on the requirement, and you can adjust your visual. So this is technology. This is furniture and office supplies. So you can enable the data label just to see what's the data we have for the sales. You can change the color of bar. You can change the grid lines. You can change the x-axis range and values as well. I just change the color to white just to see that clearly. And this is my, I'll just remove the x-axis value title, and just to see that visual clearly, I'll just remove that. Since I know it's a category, I'll rename that title. So I'll remove the x-axis title and y-axis title here. So to make it increase your properties of your visual, and I'll just change this name for category by sales or sales by category instead of category. I'll have this in some font, and I'll have this in some color, text color, and I'll make that in center or left alignment. That's your choice again. So you can see that, and I'll to make it look like I'll provide border, or I'll increase the effects of it. I'll increase the shadow for it, or I'll provide outside shadow, and I'll provide the shadow at center so it look like it's one region. You can see that. You can align it based on the position again. Position, we can make what horizontal position, we can increase it. You are aligning it to left side, you can see that. And I'll align it at the top, the position. You can see that. You can see the visual now. Maybe I'll align it a little bit lower so it can look good. So I have to go to properties and I'll align that vertically. Yeah, so this is your sales by category. To see that sales, I'll just change the bar color maybe to make it look good. So I have to get back to bars here, and for all the colors I'll change it to the color here, or light green or something, since it's a background. Yeah, and you can have inside that card visuals. And now I'm using the sales visual to get the total sales based on the time period, sales in y-axis, and I'll select the time period maybe in year or in month based on year wise sales. To get that year wise sales, I have month wise sales. You can align the properties and adjust the, or you can format it by using the format printer here. The position to adjust the data points, you can do that. You can use it the position here, the same position. I have you can see the properties here. In the properties I have 5 horizontal position and 9 vertical, so I can do the same for this. So that doesn't work because it's a position, so I'll just vertically, and I can't increase, I'll just horizontally uh, align up based on the previous data. Yeah, 5, it was 5, so vertically it's the same. So I just vertically increase it here just to make it look better. So this is 2 data I created here. I'll just remove that. Month should be there, so I wanted to see that month name. Yeah, now I can rename that title sales by month. Again, in revenue, if you want monthly, quarterly, year over year sales, you can do. And you can get the profits now in any visual, or I'll just do sales with profit, or you can get region wise sales here. That also you can have. We have region, we can select that. We can use any pie chart or something just to make it look better. And for that, region wise profit or region wise sales, to highlight the things here in dashboard, that was the main agenda here. So I just increase the font size and font color just to make it look good. And I just change the legend cover, and I'll just change the detail labels here in any other font, and in font size and font color I'll change for the reference. And I'll just format this just to have the center shadow there. And you can see now the region west and all. I'll just again have to change because I'll just use the format printer there, so this doesn't work. I have to change it again. So title, I'll change this to region wise same profit. And next I can do on total orders, number of orders on that particular data, order based on order ID, or count of orders, that also you can select number of orders, or total orders that you can select. First I'll do the card visuals to get all the aggregation done for all the data here. For all the aggregation, maybe discount and what's the total number of orders, everything to get that done. I'll just use two card visuals here just to highlight those things. Alignment should be there, and beautification should be there, formatting should be there. Generally you can consider that as a dashboard. And I can highlight the discount, since I have to use the, I'll just remove that callout value. Callout value I'll just decrease it some to around 10 or something. So you can, I'll increase it little bit just to see what was that. So 1.56k I have. I'll just change the font size and I'll rename it to discount title. Total discount or total data you can provide. Again, I'll just align that into center. Then I'll change the and I'll provide the effects for it again to get the shadow for it. I'll provide shadow with center shadow, and I'll provide the aggregations again for multiple data, and I'll align it here. See. I'll just get back to properties and I'll just change the width also. Not height, I'm just changing the 152 width, and this is 144. I'll just make this increased 152 maybe. Yeah, so this to have same height and width. Now I'll just change this things to, I just say total order height, total order height wanted. So for not first hierarchy, I'll just take the count, distinct count of that order ID. So I'll just say total order ID as a renaming that function. Total orders or something, I'll just say total orders. Then I'll have other things as well. I'll just copy this and paste this again. And I'll just align it with using position here. So now I'll change the, instead of sales, I wanted to know what was the quantity, total quantity. So I'll just change this to quantity. Done. So again, I wanted to see what was the how many customers are there, count of customers. So I just one more card which I will just select, then align it here. Then it should have 152 properties. It's having 162. That's why it's not aligned properly. Yeah. So now you can see I just now it has been aligned properly. Just I'll just show you again and just need it align. Just keep it in space. Yeah, this also again I'll just change the word. Change it for all the card visual. Then I'll align it again with the same position as this. I'll just get back to properties here. Here 117 I have. So change this to 117. Done. So this is the alignment you got. And instead of discount I've added a customer. Number of customers to get total customers. So just change discount need to open customer. And I'll just reduce it just to have it in a single line. Yeah. Total customers, total customer, total orders, quantity and discount. And I like to slice for to get all the categories or subcategory or customer names. Based on that I'll add slicer to make it dynamically work. I just add two slicers. I just align it here. And I'll add customers. And I'll use the drop down so to reduce the space here. Settings, slicer settings. And I'll just make it align you so it will be better. Yeah. You can see positional alignment. I'll just get back to properties again. I'll just then I'll just align this vertically. Yeah. So I'll just use one customer name here. And slicer header and just make it 10. And any other different data here. And I'll value also I'll just reduce it since I can fit two slicers there. I'll just reduce the values as well. To 10 to have it in 10. So I just pop this and I'll just click this one more time. Just go align it first. I just change this customer name to one more product or something based on product to get it. And you can see two slices here. If you want, I'll just enable the search option to get it done. I'll just have two slices now. $48 and $304. I'll just use it here also. Let's make it 50 and 314. So 50. I'll just make this to 50. So it has the same data now. Not done tested. So I have a product that customer name as a slicer. I just look at the properties in 64 height and so I have 64 right customer name and product name, both the things. If you want, you can enable the general effects of shadow again. If you want it in center or however you want, you can select shadow for both the things. Two slices I have. You can have any number of slices represent your data, and again to this is all the sales data, so you can use again total sales, or you can provide now you can have map field, map visual to represent in which country you have higher sales or something. You can select the map visual, either field map, or if you want to see state map to get, you can see here you have already did that. You can drag and drop. You can get the color saturation based on your profit or sales in color saturation if you are dragging and dropping that. So you can format that using format painter if you want to see that. If you want to change the color there, you can change that again. Color of film colors. So you can say minimum color, I'll want it in red or something. Maximum color, you can change that to green or something for your reference if you are getting it done. So you can see based on the color saturation which state has higher sales, you will get to know based on that. Again, one more data you can use, one more particular thing based on sales or based on customer or conversion rate. If you are using, you can use that, or customer insights, you can have it here, or you can use total order, or based on predicted sales for next quarters, based on time periods also you can add sales team performance, you can add any other KPIs, or you can add those things. For the one more thing, you can use total profit or total categorical data, that also you can use, and product category performance, order trends if you want to use, or customer segmentation, or in pie chart or bone chart, or profitable insights. You can use tree map. I'm just selecting the tree map now. So I can have tree map based on that tree map or chart map. You can see category wise or region wise profit, or you can use donut chart, or you can use KPI performance to show the indicators, or you can analyze the trends over peak periods also. That also you can do in sales chart. I just select bar chart now, or just change it to bar chart. So I can say which category or which subcategory or which segment is making more revenue here. That also I can just get it here one. Not in legend, you have to use it in segment. So not segment, I have to use sales or profit based on that segment. And I'll just format it by using this format painter. You can see consumer is making the highest profit here. I'll just change the title here. Title is segment wise, profit by segment or something I can do. This is a simple dashboard. You can do much more things on it. You can select any customer name. Based on that customer, you can see the interaction there. Based on that customer, where this customer from is a home office segment. It's is under home office segment, and what's the profit that particular customer is getting, what's the region wise sales for him, what's the sales by that particular category, and in which month he did all the sales, and what was the discount, what was the total orders he did. Is is the one single customer, what was the quantity, all the things you can dynamically filter it out now using dashboards. It's dynamically you can interact it based on any product, what are the products, what is the detail on this entire product, what was the profit for that particular product, and in which state it's the product has been purchased by, and in which month it's got these sales here, and which category it belongs to, that product, the product is belongs to office supplies, and what was the region where say profit for that particular product, and what was the discount, what was the total order for that particular product, who are buying that products, everything you can see here in one single dashboard. You can, it will be interactively done. You can have any number of n number of slices to do that, and you can align it wherever you want and however you want. Make sure you're recording the headings and all. So that's so this is simple, one simple dashboard. You can make it you want. So dashboard is nothing but creating, showing the highlights of your data sets in one single page. That's what it's all about. Dashboard is nothing but